All right, well, welcome back to OD5. I'm in the kitchen today, changing it up. Son's birthday, cooking a little fish. It's store-bought today, so you're not going to get to watch the whole cleaning process and all that good stuff. But I'm going to come back at you. We're going to do that another day. So I am going to show you, one of my little recipes for making the fish really good. All right, so I have 3 bowls that I'm going to be using here. All right, got my little pink bowl, compliments of my wife. Got my white bowl, another white bowl. All right, so in my little pink bowl right here, I'm going to pour a little bit of this beer because I'm doing a beer batter. So just depending on how thick you want your batter, you go with that. We're not advertising, so I turn the label back. Then I have my little batter mix here that I like to use. All right, and this is going to be a part of my wet batter and a part of my dry batter. All right, so here we go. I'm just going to dump a little bit of that in there like that. I'll take the same dry batter here, and you can use whatever kind you like. A lot of different kinds out on the market, so I'm not going to say what kind to use, but whatever you like for your dry batter, you can do that. So I'm going to just put the dry in here. I'm going to be using that to coat once the fish comes out of the wet batter. All right, so I'm going to get my little whisk out of my drawer here. We're going to mix it up here. This is our wet batter. I don't know if you can see that consistency there. Hopefully you can. And really, depending on how thick you want that batter, you can make it a little bit wetter. But I'm gonna make it a little thick today. If you want your fish extra crispy, you can hit it with the dry batter, hit it with the wet batter, and then come back to the dry. My wife doesn't like it extra crispy, so I don't do that often. So we're just gonna do wet, dry, and into the fryer. All right, so there we have that. Put our whisk over in the sink, making that attempt to be a clean cook. I've been accused otherwise. All right, so here's my fish, and it's just been soaking in water. My wonderful wife took the liberty to cut it up for me in nice little bite-sized pieces. She's always doing extra special things to make me happy. I love her for it. All right, so here's your wet fish. You're just going to go like this. All right, you're just going to take that wet fish and go right into the batter, just like that. And I'm going to go ahead and put about 7 pieces in there. Go ahead and get those mixed up. All right, so they're into the wet batter. Straight up, just like that. You just mix them around with your fingers. And here's my dry. So you can see my dry batter there. Hope this angle isn't too funky for you. All right, and we're coming into that batter like that. Just shake it up. Get it coated nicely coated on both sides, just like that. It's ready to go into the grease. That's all we're doing. That's simple. No need packing it or anything like that. I think keeping it light, it's going to help the crispy nature of the fish be that much better. And when you are going to put your fish in the fryer, you always want to skim away from you. You want to kind of lay the fish down so that it's like going in that direction and just let it drop in there. That way it splashes away from you. How do I know that? Back in the day I used to work at Popeyes and I used to work the fryer, so I know how not to get burnt. All right. I think about 7 minutes is what I usually do. I think it's always better to put your timer on as I wash my hands here because things happen. Having kids in the house, you get distracted. Next thing you know, your masterpiece of golden brown fish turned into something Cajun that you didn't intend to be Cajun. You don't have to do that. During the cooking process, you want to just lift up on that basket. Shake it a little bit, but don't shake it too hard because fish is a tender meat, and you don't want to take a chance on, of course, ruining it and shaking it loose. Cooking up nicely. One thing I learned as well, cooking fish, that you can do to help make it, so that the fish isn't all extra greasy when you bring it up. Good old-fashioned paper towel. Set your plate down because, if something falls or if the basket's hot, you don't want to get yourself burned up. Shake your basket. Dump. And there you have it. I don't know about you, but it looks good to me. Bon appetit. OD5.